Hey y'all, Melissa here with you today, and today's project is fuzzy. It is this furry pillow, and I know I have some nieces who are going to very much enjoy having these. And I'm going to show you how to make this. It has a zipper on the bottom, and I'll show you how to insert that. And this means that you can take the cover off for washing. So meet me back at the camera and I will show you what supplies I used and how I sewed this up. Here are the supplies I'm using. I have my faux fur fabric, and this is a pretty high pile faux fur. I've cut it to 35 inches long by 18 inches tall, and that's going to give me a finished measurement of 17 by 17 when I'm done sewing, because I have 3 sides to sew here. I also have an 18-inch zipper, and I'm going to be using these applique scissors on the edges of the fabric. I'm not going to give you all my tips and tricks for sewing faux fur on this video because I have a different one that shows you that, but I do want to share one thing about these and the zipper. So the zipper is going to go on this edge of my fabric, and I'm actually going to spin it this way because it's easier to use that duck bill of the applique scissors. I'm going to just kind of trim the excess fur off the edge of my fabric here, and that's going to result in less fur being stuck in my zipper, and it will make it easier to sew there. Now, I don't want to cut all of the fur. Like, I want to leave this because I want to be able to brush it back over the seam and have the seam become invisible. So I'm just kind of brushing the fur upright and then using these applique scissors to cut excess fur out of that zipper seam line. And I'll do that on both sides. Now that I have all my fur trimmed out of the seam here, I'm going to apply the zipper right sides together with that edge, and I'm going to be using my clips to hold this in place. I don't want to do a basted application of the zipper where you baste the seam first and then put the zipper in the seam line. With the faux fur, that would actually be more difficult to hide the zipper than doing it this way. And the reason is, when you baste the seam and then you sew the zipper in, you have the potential of like catching a whole lot more fur in that zipper seam than doing it this way. Also, when I stitch this, I'm going to be sewing with the faux fur side against the feed dogs on my machine. Oops. Because I want the shiftier part of the fabric, which is this knit backing of the fur, to be against the feed dogs so that it doesn't stretch under the presser foot and that more stable fabric against the feed dogs. This way the feed dogs will kind of keep the stretchier fabric stable against the non-stretch fabric. And I need to switch to a zipper foot here. And then I'm just going to stitch this in place. And I'm trying to get pretty close to this zipper teeth. And in fact, I'm going to open the zipper a little bit here so I can get closer in there. And once I'm past that part, I will re-zip it. Here is my zipper on that side. And if I need to, if I'm seeing like right here where there's a lot of fur that might get stuck in the zipper, I can go back with those applique scissors again and kind of trim some more out. Now what I want to do is fold the fabric so that I can attach the other side of the zipper. So we're going to do like this, and I'm just going to stitch along it again just like I did before. Okay, here is my installed zipper, and you can see if I pull the fur away from it, it's pretty easy to see. But once I kind of just brush the fur, all that pile that I cut out is sewn into that zipper seam, and the remaining pile is covering the zipper pretty well, so it's hard to see. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to flip this back to have it be right sides together. I am going to unzip the zipper about halfway, and then I need to sew down these two side edges. I'm going to clip here to make sure that the zipper points away from my edge and that there's no fur stuck in it and that it doesn't shift. But then just going to stitch those up and we'll insert the pillow form and it will be done. Let me switch back to my regular presser foot. So let me turn this right side out and go ahead and unzip it the rest of the way. And inspect your seams. If you find fur stuck in the seam like there was right there or right here, you can generally use your fingers to pull it back out of the seam. And then I'm just going to insert a pillow form. And zip up my pillow cover. And there we go, there is my finished furry pillow. Check out this playlist for more quick and easy gifts to sew.